Namaste students. Next is working capital. Working capital refers to that portion of total capital which is required for holding the current assets. Or in simple words you may say, working capital is basically investment in current assets. Working capital is required for purchasing the current assets, or you may say it's an aggregate of current assets and current liabilities. These current assets are mainly raised through the short-term finance only, as well as long-term sources also. As I told you, fixed assets are only raised or only purchased through the long-term sources only. On the other hand, current assets can be raised through the long-term as well as short-term. First of all, we'll raise from the short-term and then we'll move on to the long-term sources of finance. So, the aggregate of current assets and current liabilities, that is known as a working capital. Before we proceed further for the concept of working capital, let us understand the meaning of current assets and current liabilities. Current assets are those assets which can be converted into cash or cash equivalent within a 1 year or less than a 1 year. That is known as a current assets. Current assets basically provide liquidity to the business concerns, business enterprises. On the other hand, fixed assets basically help to make profits in the business, and these current assets provide the liquidity. Current assets we can convert into a cash within a 1 year. For example, cash in hand, that is a cash only. Cash at bank, we can easily withdraw from the bank. Debtor, bill receivable, short-term current investments, marketable securities which easily we can sell and convert into a cash less than 1 year. That is known as a current assets. The second term is current liabilities. Current liabilities are those liabilities which are payable within a 1 year, which we have to pay back within a 1 year. That is known as a current liabilities. So, the aggregate of current assets and current liabilities are known as a working capital. Clear? There are two types of working capital. First is gross working capital and the second is net working capital. Now, what is this gross working capital? Gross working capital is mainly an aggregate of total current assets taken together. That is known as a gross working capital. Means a sum total of all the current assets is known as a gross working capital. On the other hand, net working capital is basically a difference of current assets over the current liabilities. The excess of current assets over the current liabilities, that is known as a net working capital. Basically, the working capital is required to purchase current asset as well as to make payments for day-to-day expenses. We need money, we need finance for paying day-to-day expenses, and that is fulfilled with the help of working capital. Clear? So the working capital is mainly a gross sum total of all the current asset, that is known as a gross working capital. The total working capital, the total money which we have in the hand or the assets which easily can convert it into a cash within a year, that is also known as a cash or cash equivalent. That money we can use for our day-to-day expenses. That is known as a gross working capital. On the other hand, if we want to know the accurate amount which we are going to use for paying the expenses, that is known as a net working capital. See, we have a current asset which can be converted into cash within a 1 year, and we have some current liabilities also which we have to pay back within a 1 year. So out of that current assets, if we pay all the liabilities which we have to pay within a 1 year, then the rest of the amount is known as a net working capital which we are going to use for paying our day-to-day expenses. So the gross working capital is basically a sum total of all the current assets taken together. On the other hand, net working capital is basically current assets minus current liabilities. Current assets minus current liabilities. The aggregate of current asset and current liability is known as a working capital, which helps in making payment for day-to-day expenses or operations. Clear? That is known as a net working capital. Clear? If the current assets are more than current liabilities, then there is a positive net working capital, and if current assets are less than the current liability, then there is a negative net working capital. Clear? Next is the concept of operating cycle. There is always a time gap between the sale of goods and the receipt of cash. The working capital is required for this period in order to maintain the sale activities. This time gap, technically known as operating cycle. So, the operating cycle is a time duration which starting from the procurement of goods, or you may say the raw material, and ending with the sale of goods. The length of operating cycle is basically depending upon the size and the nature of business, or it may differ from one firm to another firm, that operating cycle. In a manufacturing concern, this can be operating cycle. Conversion of cash into raw material, then conversion of raw material into work in progress, then into finished goods, and then it will goes to the convert into a accounts receivable, that is known as a bill receivable and the debtors when we sell goods on credit, and then after that we'll receive cash from the persons, from the debtors, and we'll get cash from a bill receivable. Clear this thing? So there is a time gap between the sale of goods. Here we have say finished goods, and then we get a cash, and that cash again we have to proceed, then only we'll be able to sell the goods. We'll be able to produce the goods, and then only we can sell the goods. So there is always a time gap between the procurement of goods and the sale of goods. That time period is known as operating cycle. In trading concern, it can be purchasing or procurement of goods and then sale of realization of sales revenue. That can be a shorter. In trading concern, it's a shorter operating cycle, and in manufacturing concerns, the operating cycle is longer. And this operating cycle directly affect the requirement of working capital, as the working capital is required for the periods to maintain the sales, that is required for that purpose. See, if we have sale on credit, then for further manufacturing we need a cash. Now from where we get the cash? We can use the cash from working capital only. So this operating cycle directly affect the requirement of working capital. Clear this thing? Longer the operating cycle, more the working capital is required. And now we are going to do factor affecting the need of the requirement of working capital. Now, factors affecting the requirement of working capital. The need of working capital also influence with all these factors. A very first factor is nature of business. See, as we all know, there are two types of manufacturing concerns, trading and the manufacturing. Trading concerns basically need less working capital, as the processing period is very less. They only purchase or procure the finished goods and then they sell off that goods. So they need, there is no need to maintain any inventory. So it's a need of less working capital. Same way in service concerns, service enterprises, they also basically sell their services on cash basis. So there is also a need of less working capital. On the other hand, in manufacturing concern, there is a need of more working capital, as they have to purchase the raw material, then that raw material they'll convert into finished goods, and then only they'll be able to sell the goods, and then after selling the goods they'll get the cash back. But this operating cycle is very longer, very higher in this manufacturing concern, and for this they need more working capital to maintain the balance between the sale and the procurement of raw material. Clear this thing? Next is scales of operation. It's a very easy thing. When the concerns are doing business on large scale, they need more working capital. As the sale is more, production is more, they need a more working capital. On the other hand, if there is a small scale industries, they need comparatively less working capital. Business cycle. Business cycle also affect the requirement of working capital. If there is a boom period means everything is higher, sale is also higher, production is also higher, then there is a need of more working capital. On the other hand, in recession period, in depression time, there is a no sale, no production. The production and the sale is very less. At that time, they need less working capital. Clear? Next, fourth point is seasonal factors. See, if the business concerns are dealing in a goods which are a seasonal, which are required in a particular season or produced in a particular season, that in that type of business concern, the requirement of working capital is also fluctuate. In the peak season, when the demand is high, the production is high, at that time we need more working capital. But in lean period, when there is no demand of the product, then there is a need of less working capital. So it depends on the season of a good. Clear? Goods. If it's a peak season, then there is a need of more working capital. Clear? The demand or the requirement of working capital also change or also fluctuate with the change in the season. Production cycle. Now, what is this production cycle? Production cycle is basically a time period between the procurement of raw material and converted it into the finished goods. Some business activities have a shorter period, this production cycle, and some business concerns have a very longer period, this production cycle period. So the concern which have a longer production cycle period, they need more working capital. On the other hand, the business firm which have a very less this production cycle period, they need a less working capital. Clear? See, because there is a time gap between the procurement of raw material and then then converted into the finished goods. There is a time gap. See, if there is no availability of cash, then how they'll be able to purchase more raw material for the production. Clear? So that's why they need more working capital. This is credit allowed. Credit allowed is the requirement of working capital also depends upon the credit policy adopted by the business firms. See, if a company has adopted a very liberal credit policy, what is this credit policy? Credit policy in which the companies sell their goods on credit to their reputed customers. This credit policy is basically depends upon the level of competition and the credit worthiness of a customer. If the company is following the liberal credit policy, then they need more working capital. And if they have a strict credit policy, then they need a less working capital. See, this credit policy means credit allowed, means the company is giving facility to their customer to purchase goods on credit. And the time period of taking money back from the customers, that is, if that time period is longer, means if the company has a liberal credit policy, in that case they need more working capital. On the other hand, they need a less working capital. Next is 7th point, credit availed. The requirement of working capital is also depend upon the facility which are enjoyed by the companies. If the companies are enjoying liberal credit policy, means the supplier are giving raw material on credit for a longer period of time, then there is a need of less working capital. On the other hand, if the companies are not getting the credit facilities, means the suppliers are not giving raw material on credit for a longer period of time, in that case they need a more working capital to purchase a raw material. It's a very simple thing. See, if they are getting raw material from the supplier on credit, there is no need of working capital. There is a less need of working capital. But if they are not getting a credit facility from the supplier who are supplying raw materials, then there is a need of more working capital. Next is availability of raw material. If the raw material and the other materials easily available in the market, if there is an easy access over the raw material and the other materials, then there is a need of less working capital. Means whenever they require the raw material, they can purchase from the market. But when there is a scarcity, or you may say it's not easily available, raw materials are not easily available, in that case the company has to maintain the inventory. They need to purchase more raw material from the market, and they have to maintain the stock inventory for it. And for this inventory, for the higher inventory, they need a more working capital. Clear this thing? If the raw material easily available in the market, they need less working capital. But if the raw material is not easily available in the market, in that case they have to maintain the inventory, and for the inventory they need a more working capital. Next is operating efficiency. Operating efficiency in the management also affect the requirement of working capital. See, if the employees and the person who are working in the business organizations, if they are efficient persons, then there is a need of less working capital. Efficient means the wastage is very less, the production is very fast, the quality of production is very good, the sale is very quick, the money they are taking back from the debtor, that is also very quickly they are getting the money from the debtor. If these kind of efficiencies are there in the operation in the business, there is a need of less working capital. On the other hand, if the management is inefficient, means the wastage is there, the sale is very less, the quality of products are not good enough, in that case they need more working capital, as they have to produce more. They are wasting, that's why they have to produce more things, and for that they need a more working capital. If the employees are efficient, then there is a need of less working capital. Next point is growth prospect. It's a very easy point. If the growth opportunities are available for the business, then there is a need of more working capital, as the sale is more, the production is more, and for producing more, for selling more things, they need an inventory, and for that they need a more working capital. And on the other hand, if the organization has less growth opportunities, the possibility of growth is less, in that case they need less working capital. Level of competition. If the competition is high for that particular product, in that case the company has to fulfill the urgent demand of the customer, and for that they need a more production, quickly production they need, and for that they need a inventory. They should have a stock of that raw material and the stock of the finished goods, so that easily they can sell in the market. If the competition is high, in that case they need more working capital, otherwise less working capital. Last point is inflation. Inflation is a situation when the price of everything rises. The price of labor rise, the price of raw material. When the price of everything rise, then they need more working capital to purchase the things. Otherwise, they need less working capital. I hope all the factors of this requirement of working capitals are clear to you.